Well, I think squirrels have to be quite responsible, don't they?
All right, strap in. It's time for Everything's Fine, probably your weekly antidote to bad news, where we take a look at the state of the world, wince a bit, and decide that, at the very least, we can try and be a bit funny about it. And it feels like a week where we could all use some good news. After America decided to do that thing where it gestures vaguely at Venezuela, calls it freedom, and somewhere a think tank spontaneously combusts. Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues his heroic quest to make history by becoming the first human being to retroactively devalue a prize that doesn't even exist. Yes, the FIFA Peace Prize, a fictional award so flimsy that even mentioning it next to real-world geopolitics feels like a violation of the Geneva Convention. You can practically hear the ghost of Nelson Mandela asking for his money back. But honestly, we were all excited about the Trump FIFA Peace Prize, weren't we? It was a bold new concept. Peace, but sponsored by a governing body best known for corruption, bribes, and a casual relationship with human rights. But now, well, now we're worried he's cheapening it. And that's impressive, isn't it? That's like watering down instant coffee with rainwater and still finding a way to make it disappointing. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by global power plays, imaginary accolades, and the creeping sense that reality is being run by a group chat with no adult supervision, well, good news. This is a show about the stuff that hasn't yet been destroyed by an egomaniac talking sack of stupid. This is about the humans who actually help, the systems that actually work, the moments where people briefly choose competence over chaos. No peace prizes, no invasions, just good news, bad jokes, and the fragile hope that next week somehow makes more sense than this one. Last week, Stu and I spent some time reviewing what went well in 2025. This week, we're going to be looking at what good stuff we can expect to see happen in 2026. And to do that, we've got Shelley back with us again.
Hello, hi, I'm back. I don't really remember how I used to do this, so
Well,
Well,
we're glad you're back.
we are. It's not been the same without you.
yeah,
It's-
I have missed you both.
Have you really?
Yeah, yeah. I'm quite a one for having toxic relationships. So
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
you're welcome.
I think it's a shame you're that lonely that you missed us, but nonetheless.
Who said I'm lonely? I've
For
got
your
cats.
many, many cats.
no. We've only been doing this a few minutes in 2026. Come on, this is we've got our New Year's resolutions. I tell you what, though, you called that on the Peace Prize. I wasn't here that week for that particular pod, but you did look at the Peace Prizes, and guess what? Guess what? He only went and tried to invade Greenland.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was kind of inevitable, wasn't it? I mean, he's still planning, I think, to invade Greenland reasonably soon. So that'll be the end of NATO.
Or do you think it's just like a noisy diversion to the midterm elections in America?
I think weren't the full Epstein files supposed to be released?
Well, there are that, as you know. So
Yeah, but there's so many redactions in them, but I'm not sure they actually make much sense.
Hmm.
well, I wasn't there for sure.
You
So
didn't
you
get to
you got
check.
away with the Epstein files, Operation U Tree. You're clean as a whistle,
It keeps
aren't
nudging
you?
and weaving to Stu.
So, how was everyone's Christmas? We've just been talking about the lovely drinks we all received. Shelley, so you got a 3-pack there of vodka and chocolate cream. Is that right?
Shelley's frozen. We'll have to come back to her. Stu, talk us through your amazing bottle.
Yeah, Hotel Chocolat, espresso martini. Jim, this is the melding of chocolate with vodka and cream.
Oh, I say.
So just before we came on air, I just said how delicious that is, almost good enough and silky enough that you could give that to babies. What do you think?
I mean, just because you could, I just don't think you should. That was all.
I think it's smooth enough, and maybe that would just make me mellow to sleep through the night. But certainly,
Possibly, but
does.
just to reiterate, you shouldn't do it, just in case any of our listeners are considering that.
Well, well, let,
Shelley's
let,
back with us now and can share her 3-pack as she was just about to when she froze.
Happened.
I think Zoom just lost interest and kicked you off briefly, but it's
Yes,
all right. It's like you've got a free pass. You're back in.
Zoom sulking with me because I wasn't here
Yeah,
recently.
see, you
So,
abandoned it for a month.
oh, you decided to show up, did you?
Look who's
Oh,
come crawling back. So tell us about this 3-pack of Hotel Chocolat things that you got.
I
Stu's just
got,
been
yeah,
telling us about his.
very sexy little 3 bottles of Hotel Chocolate liqueur. It's the velvetized creams collection.
What I say?
Mm.
I've always thought it was Hotel Chocolat. Is that how you say
I
it?
thought so too, but I'm prepared to accept I could well be wrong.
I don't know. I just call it Hotel Chocolate because I'm just common.
Do you think maybe we're just a bit pretentious?
I don't know, but when you go to McDonald's and is because for years I've been calling it a fish o fillet. Is that right?
It's a fillet of
Fish
fish.
fillet, isn't it?
Fish.
Filet o fish.
Yeah.
But when you order it, do you say it like that? Because it always sounds really kind of odd.
I don't order it, so I don't know.
It's just like I thought it was fish o fillet, so I've been saying, "Can I have a fish o fillet meal, please?" It just feels like really quite clunky. I'm glad those screens are in there. So I don't actually have to say
Yeah,
it.
Should we move it on?
yeah, but it is a section that most people will have an opinion on, though, isn't it, Jim? In all
If they
fairness.
bothered to keep listening, which I think
Yeah.
is the big assumption to make. And let's get into it. We're going to start. Stu, you've got a few what you refer to as quiet wins for
Yeah, these are quiet
2026.
wins. So good intro there, Jim. And you highlighted some of our challenging stories, although we're only just into January. But despite all that, there is a surprising amount of progress and what I'm calling quiet wins across the globe.
That's easy for you to say.
I'm just going to run through a few different topics here, and here's a few quiet wins from each topic. We like an environmental breakthrough on this show. So we've got the High Seas Treaty that takes effect as of January 2026. This landmark legal framework is now active. It establishes protected marine areas in international waters, aiming to safeguard nearly 2/3 of the world's ocean from overfishing. Very close to your heart, that one, Jim, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. We've been talking about that a lot, as regular listeners will know. And yeah, we are now less than a week, maybe just over a week away from it becoming international law. So
Yeah, start
tell
there.
me, Stu, have the UK ratified it yet?
Well, Jim, they didn't, did they? So we were hoping they might do on our New Year's Eve special. We thought they might
Didn't
just
quite
step.
pull out all the stops on New Year's Eve, did they?
No, because I thought you were being a bit hasty, having a go at the government, saying that they hadn't done the ratification. I said, come on, it's not quite the new year yet, but they actually didn't. Slightly disappointing. We need to keep an eye on that over the coming months, so you can keep us updated, Jim. We're also looking at rainforest rebirth. Costa Rica, a massive rewilding project to successfully transform former cattle pastures back into lush rainforests, driven by a unique partnership between local families and butterfly conservationists. Another quiet win. Didn't see that one on the news, did we, over the last couple of days? It's all been about a certain pumped up president. Health and science progress, life expectancy and poverty. Recent data released this month shows that global life expectancy has risen to 73 years. This is a 7-year increase since 2000, while extreme poverty has plummeted from 36% to 10% in the same period. We're all living longer. Scientists have reported this week that new species are being discovered at a rate of 16,000 per year. We're always hearing, aren't we, about species becoming extinct, but this far outpaces current extinction rates. And it's revealed, not my words, this, a treasure trove of biodiversity previously unknown to science. France has banned forever chemicals. That was of January the 6th this year. France has officially banned PFA. These are the forever chemicals in cosmetics, fashion, and of course the big one, ski wax, leading a global shift towards safer consumer products.
Ski wax.
Ski wax, yeah.
Did you say that in a way like, is that something I should know about, like as an issue?
Well, ski wax is a dangerous chemical. People put it on their skis, don't they? Go belting down the mountainside.
Oh, okay.
They're polluting the mountains, getting in the snow, getting in the water, getting into the animals and us. So yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. Animal welfare wins. This is one you'll like, Shelley. As of January the 1st, 2026, California has officially banned the declawing of cats.
Yay!
Unless medically necessary, joining a growing movement of states prioritising humane treatment for pets.
That's good. You can't take the murder out of their mittens. It's not okay.
Murder out of their mittens.
Yeah, well, haven't you heard of the term murder mittens? Like cats have murder mittens.
No.
I have
So
not. No.
Oh, well, it's just meant to be a very cute thing because their paws
No,
look
I mean,
really
anything
cute
with
until
murdering
the
is
claws
generally
come
quite
out.
cute. So.
Yeah, if you take the claws away, then they're not murder mittens, they're just mittens.
So do you think people doing that to maybe protect the local sort of birds and also what they're
No, I think people were probably doing it to protect their furniture and vanity sort of reasons because people have the kind of cats that get declawed will be sort of like pedigree house cats and things.
Yeah, that's awful. I kind of do my cat being declawed. I mean, she has absolutely annihilated my furniture. But you shouldn't have a cat if you're not prepared to put up with their, how do we say it, lifestyle.
Their ways. Yeah, you just if you get lots of scratching posts and then you can I've got this cat tape stuff, which is like this double-sided sticky tape. So you just put it on something that you're trying to deter them from and they leave it alone and go to the scratching post instead.
My cat just won't use a scratching post. She looks at them but still scratches the furniture. I just think it's her punk spirit.
I think so. Yeah, she's a little anarchist.
I think she might be. South Korea has reached a major milestone this month as well in bear bile industry. That officially comes to an end, freeing moon bears. Who knew? Freeing moon bears from cages and invasive procedures. So that's really good.
What are moon bears?
Well, we need to investigate, don't we? We need to
Oh my goodness, they sound like adorable. They do.
Sometimes you see those horrible pictures, don't you, of like sort of sad bears in cages. I'm sort of thinking I can probably guess what that might look like.
Moon bears are a type of Asian black bear, medium size, black fur. They have a white or sort of cream coloured chest.
So a bit like the craters on the moon, possibly.
No, it's more. I think the idea is that the crescent on the chest looks a little bit like a.
Oh, they're adorable.
Okay. Right. Well, we need to put a picture, don't we, of a moon bear on the social.
You can see them now in Tenby.
In Tenby, no less. Okay. Yeah.
They are
Wildlife
park in Tenby. We've got 4 of them.
Oh, fantastic. Maybe we should do our next trip there. What do you think?
Every time we do a podcast, one of you comes up with an idea where we should do a trip. Some less practical than others. I'm going to put it out there. I don't think we're going to end up going to Tenby to see the moon bears, but who knows?
Oh, right. Well, that's it. It has to happen now.
Where is Tenby?
It's actually in Wales, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Wales. I really like Wales.
It's in South Wales, pretty much as west as you can get as well.
Well, is that where they live, is it?
Well, it's a wildlife park.
Oh, I see. They're not wild.
Where they're going. Shelley, I think you're closest, so maybe you can
I'm
go down to a feature.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't. It's only a couple of hours drive. Or is it? Yeah, 2 hours drive to Wales.
Which bit of Wales, though? Because
the entrance of Wales.
Yeah, but it goes sort of quite a long way up and down as well.
It is South Wales, so the Cardiff.
I mean, you've got to go pretty much all the way across Wales to get there as well. Good. Well, I look forward to your on the ground feature from Tenby.
Jim, there's more. There's more. There's more quiet wins of 2026. I'm now going to talk about the community and technology quiet wins.
Are you?
I sure am. The UK government launched a bold new road safety strategy on January the 7th. This aims to reduce deaths and serious injuries by 65% by 2035 through stricter drink driving laws and improved training. And also in the news at the moment, there's talk about over 70s having regular eyesight tests also. Popular topics and subjects on this podcast is AI.
Your cat's just come in.
You heard her? Yeah. You hear her?
Yeah. We can hear her.
Yeah. She's probably off now to go and scratch my sofas. Stop that or I'll declaw you. Yeah, exactly. We're talking about AI for good. The UN is currently scaling AI for good initiatives. Thank you. Using blockchain and artificial intelligence to create more transparent and efficient humanitarian aid delivery. Thank you. In certain regions. She's noisy, isn't she?
She's standing in for Gemma this week, which is great. We thank her for that.
Just see if I just have a bit of a wrestle there under the table.
Now then.
And financial relief in the UK. Regulated rail fares have been frozen for the start of 2026, providing a small but welcome reprieve for commuters during the winter months. That concludes my quiet wins for January 2026. So lots of good stuff happening there, Jim.
Very
Thank you.
Fantastic, Stu. Loads of good stuff. Thank you for that. That's a whistle-stop summary of the good things happening in 2026. We're going to go into a few things now in just a little bit more detail. So I think first of all, we're going to pass over to Shelley, who's going to cover off some exciting upcoming developments in the worlds of fashion and food.
Fashion. Yes, I've been looking into the fashion. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of like the way I've sort of reviewed this is it's quite concise way of reviewing it because I've just written down one of the fashion trends and then like marked what I think of it by either putting a smiley face next to it or a sad face next to it.
Okay.
Well, you've got to have a system, haven't you?
Yeah. So, you know, and I think my opinion on these things does really matter. I am quite influential in the world of fashion.
Or doesn't, depends a lot on what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
Through this podcast, you are an influencer now, Shelley.
Yes, I don't know how many people I influence, but one of the first trends that is coming in, and this is one that's got a smiley face next to it. I'm quite pleased about this one. So it's going to be baggy jeans and trousers and soft waistbands.
Oh, Stu, that's right up your
street. You were already a little bit ahead of this with the soft waistband, weren't you?
Well, I kind of usually am. I usually ride the zeitgeist quite well. So clearly, by me discovering an active waist just before Christmas, I'm all over 2026.
That's excellent, mate. And hopefully, because they're baggy jeans, you won't look like Humpty Dumpty with a pair of pipe cleaners sticking out there.
Well,
yeah, you just need to apply that soft waistband to something baggier.
Yeah.
It's not soft, it's active. I think we need to call it what it is.
Sorry, okay. I'm really Shelley as our fashion correspondent. You should have known that.
Yeah, next time I will be handing fashion over to Stu, I think. So
can I just say this is like an old episode of This Morning, isn't it? When they used to have the models walk on and then they used to describe it, didn't they? So but no, I'm enjoying it.
Wonderful. So that's one big win. What else have you got for us on fashion, Shelley?
So ballet pumps are coming back in. So I'm not really pleased because I remember ballet pumps the last time around. I think early noughties ballet pumps were in, and all they just seemed to do was like you just got really wet feet, and they're
not really meant for walking around in, are they?
No, not really.
Let me think. Oh, that's right. Ballet.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not feeling so like I'm not feeling so thrilled about that one. So that one got a little sad face next to it.
Can I just ask,
Mm.
why do your feet get wet with ballet pumps?
In the rain. I mean,
They're
it
quite
rains a
thin,
lot
aren't they?
here, doesn't
Quite
it?
thin.
Well, maybe that's not an appropriate footwear for the rain.
No,
Have
it
you
isn't, but
considered
it
that?
depends. When I was younger, I was sort of stuck between do I want to look fashionable or do I want to be practical today? I mean, now I'll go for practicality over fashion.
Yeah, I see. And why are they called ballet pumps? But they look like ballet shoes, do they?
Yeah, it's that ballet pump sort of shape that you just sort of yeah, little slip-on shoes.
Oh, so you don't get all the strings to sort of wrap around
Mm.
your ankles. You don't get that at all.
I mean, I had some that were black, but they did actually have ribbons that I could tie around my ankles. I mean, oh, I couldn't do that now with my like middle-aged lady cankles. That just would not look good at all. But when I had skinnier ankles, I was quite happy to do something like
Okay.
that.
So far we've given active waist thumbs up, ballet
Yeah,
pumps thumbs down. Is that so
yeah,
far?
no, thank you, ballet pumps. But I'm surprised you've not already been wearing them, Stu, to be honest.
Well, I guess with me active waist,
Mm.
elasticated professional tracksuit bottoms and ballet pumps, maybe not the best look.
Yeah.
What's next?
So
Let's get back on the zeitgeist horse.
so accessories and adornments are going to be coming in a big way. So bag charms, and also they mentioned bug eye sunglasses are going to be coming back.
Mm.
And I do wonder if they'll bring back phone charms. Can you remember phone
Yeah,
charms?
yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
do. I do. They're
Yeah.
pointless things.
I
Yeah.
don't know if my phone's got a little bit that I can hang a charm on it now. They're going to have to start putting little holes in phones again. The other thing that's come back now, so I was obviously neutral about adornments and accessories, but the thing that now has a sad face next to it is underwear as outerwear.
Oh, no, 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 no. There's no
Mm,
need for that.
so this
Isn't this like superheroes?
What, sort of
no, it's kind of
Superman
like you at Twickenham train station.
Well, well, again, all over the zeitgeist. People must have been looking at me and thinking, "Wow, this guy's like,
thinking, is that a superhero?
yeah,"
Yeah,
or this guy's like, "Is he like David Bowie? Look how sharp he is."
yeah, he's sort of androgynous
Yeah, he's
with
so
his
modern.
underwear, his outerwear, and his ballet pumps.
He's
I
so
mean,
modern.
really, I think you've inspired these trends.
Should
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Right, what's our next thumbs up or thumbs down in the world of 2026 fashion then, Shelley?
Okay, so the last few things are kind of like I'll let you decide how you feel about these last few things because these are the most, what I would say, are the most far out fashion trends. And I'm just going to send you a little photo of each one of them.
Oh,
So
okay.
the
Is this going
first
to work
one.
very well as an audio section?
Oh,
well,
what
we
are you actually criticizing me mid-recording, Jim?
Well, no, I'm just asking. Do you think this will? Because you're sending us photos, but the listeners.
Why don't you let me try it? I will send you a photo to the group.
I'm quite happy to look at the photo. How do I get to see this?
I'm going to
Just
send
send
it
it
to
on
our
WhatsApp,
group
I
chat.
think.
All right. Oh, well,
Right.
okay. All right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the first
So,
one,
so bear with. We're looking at these pictures now. Okay.
so the first one is ghost roots.
Oh,
So
I like those.
yeah, so that's where you like dye your hair at the roots and have a different color at the roots,
I mean,
which
this
if
particular lady looks like she's erupting.
yeah, yeah. She looks like her scalp's on fire under her hair.
We'll share these on the socials afterwards. I think so. Looking at a lady, she's got long black hair, and on the top, coming from her roots, looks like lava. I think she looks like a volcano, but I
Mm.
like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean if like grey roots come into fashion, I'm already doing it. I'm already there with ghost roots. So
I like it.
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
as two thumbs up from us. What about you? Do you like it, Shelley?
Yeah, I think I do actually. I think I
Yeah,
do. I think
yeah.
that's quite it would be super expensive to do and hard to maintain.
Would it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think because when it grows out, you're going to just have it all in the middle, aren't you?
I did dye my hair once when I was quite young. I got some black dye and I looked really quite anemic actually. And
Wow.
but I wrecked my mum and dad's bathroom because I just got dye all over the bath suite and all up the walls, and it was all on the back of my neck as well. I don't know if you remember those old pumice stones.
Yeah.
I remember my mum like rubbing my neck to try and get the dye off the back of my neck. It was like red raw. That
She
was
could
my
have tried makeup remover or baby lotion. That would have been a little bit kinder.
well, that's not how we rolled in our
She
house.
probably knew that, Stu. She was just trying to teach
Yeah.
you a lesson.
So that was the only time I ever dyed my hair. So
Yeah.
that didn't end well. What
So
about you?
let's go through. So what's next?
Okay, so the next one is Pirate Core. Incoming Pirate Core.
Oh no, no, no.
Okay, do you want to talk us through that one, Shelley?
It was really hard to sort of actually pluck out from the images what was just people in a pirate costume or what was the actual fashion trend. So this is all things like kind of like corseted tops but with long shirts, and some of them were like kind of almost like those sort of pirate trousers in boots and baggy trousers and things. But one thing I do like about that is like bringing back headscarves and bandanas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like a
Well,
headscarf.
I did see someone over Christmas, a young lad, younger than me. He had a pair of pirate trousers on, and
Yeah.
so yeah, he was there, sort of.
Mm.
Is he rocking that look?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of air, isn't there? I mean, they're quite loose, can certainly manoeuvre, but are they any better than the active waist? So,
It's a good question, obviously, Stu.
so Jim, Pirate
It
Core.
is a big thumbs down from me, I'm afraid.
Okay, so the very last thing is retro futurism.
Oh, I like the sound.
Retro futurism.
Yeah,
Okay.
here you
I like
go.
the sound of it.
Yeah, loving that. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Do you know what this all, I mean, everything to me, it just seems like we're going back to like the millennium again with a lot of it, apart from the pirate core. Well, maybe a little bit with the pirate core because like headscarves and bandanas and things. But looking at that, that reminds me of yeah, a lot of the millennium fashion. And we were all wearing like silver and stuff. But yeah, this what it's supposed to be based on is what the old-fashioned version of what they thought the future would look like. So if you think about like 50s
Yeah,
sci-fi,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's sort of
this is
1970s, 70s, lots of Baker foil
yeah,
side.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's Baco for. That looks like quite a nice dress.
Oh no, that one, yeah, but that kind of shiny
Yeah.
look on everything, yeah.
Well, Jim, were you wearing silver in the Millennium? I don't think I was.
No, I didn't wear much silver in the Millennium, no.
I did have some silver dresses.
Did you? Did you
Yeah.
look like, hello, I am Shelley. I'm an umbrella.
Yeah, I came down from the mothership in my silver dress. Yeah.
Oh, is that when people had the peroxide blonde hair, short hair, that sort, and the big lipstick, and that's? I think I can
Yeah.
visualize that now. I like it. Thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm fairly happy with that.
yeah, so how are we feeling about fashion? Do you feel fashionable? I mean, I know, Stu, you feel like you're going to fit in with
Oh,
this
I'm going to fit
makeup.
straight in. The only one
Mm,
I've never really liked pirates. I find them quite boring. I always have. I don't like the Pirates of the Caribbean films. I don't like pirates in films when they do the sword fighting because I find that boring as well. Because they just run around, don't they, for ages, like clanking swords and doesn't come to anything. So people say, oh, it's like really swashbuckling. Here's a good pirate story. But they're not, are they? Usually they
but don't you like it when someone like swings on a rope on the ship and then they land on like the sail and then they use their knife to like cut all the way down the sail and to like stop them from falling?
I don't. I just it's never really floated my boat. Pirates. You're a pirate. Did you know when National Pirate Day is? I think it's September the 26th. Why are all pirates called Jack?
I don't know, Stu, why are all pirates called Jack?
Because they are.
Okay, have you got anything else on this one, Shirley? Or
I
can we
don't know.
call
I
them?
think that joke is going to hit Jim in a little while. Like, it was just so good. He's like completely blown away.
Jim's just so nonplussed, isn't he?
I think Jim was in a good
I
mood.
used to like the old joke, why are pirates called pirates? Because they are. But that was a lot of years ago now.
That Jim was in a good mood at the beginning of the show, but his mood seems to be declining as the show goes on.
Well, it's fine. It's good. It's just that joke.
This is retro futurism jokism.
Oh, okay. We're doing retro futuristic jokes.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on now to food. I'm hoping you'll find this a bit more palatable.
Oh,
Jim,
oh.
please don't sack us. One of the big things that we're going to be looking out for this year is 3D printed food. That is going to be apparently one of the crazes. From the sound of it, it would be very expensive. Because it will be kind of like, it's like they kind of focused it around on a lot of like kind of fancy desserts and using sort of like 3D printing technology to kind of put all these really like thin layers into all of these desserts, so you can layer up all of these different flavors. I think it's going to be like very Michelin star kind of places where you would be able to have something like that. But there was actually a more practical version of using 3D printed food. I was actually reading something about 3D printed milk. And it was where they were like making like kind of 3D printed sheets of things like oat milk, and you just sort of, I suppose it's like it's dried, and then you could use it to like mix it with water, and it would make you up sort of fresh oat milk. That seemed quite sustainable. Yeah, rather than milking oats.
So how would that work? Would you need a 3D printer machine in your house?
No, you buy the 3D printed milk,
Buy a
like
sheet
milk
of milk,
sheet.
basically.
But
Okay.
there was even talk perhaps, but actually maybe in the future that we would have kind of 3D printing kitchen appliances. So it's interesting. The other thing that apparently is going to be in is cabbages.
Right. Oh,
Cabbages. Again,
That's where the link.
apparently
3D
this is,
printed cabbages.
well, I guess so. This is going to be instead of cauliflower that was apparently in last year, but I didn't know cauliflower was big last year.
No, I don't think I even had any. Damn it, I missed that craze.
I did. I've had some cauliflower cheese, but yeah, it's going to be
So
cabbages this year. Yeah, 3D printed
cabbages.
food and cabbages.
I'm struggling a little bit with cabbages being in this good news, but I mean it's always interesting. It's good news probably for cabbage farmers.
so the way is sustainable on milk, for instance, Shelley, is it because it will just come in smaller packaging, that kind of thing? So you
Yeah.
use less resources, and what you just have to sort of hydrate it maybe when you get it
Yeah.
out. So yeah, I think we will get there. I think that's how it will be. Watch this space. 3D food. Very, gone down the modernism route today, Shelley, haven't you? I like this. This is how we used to look at the future, isn't it? Back in the 50s and 60s, people used to look at the future as like a good thing and watch tomorrow's world.
Yeah, we've gone retro futuristic.
I like it. I like retro
because
future.
we're on trend. Good. I look forward to seeing you in the silver jumpsuit. All right, let's talk clean energy then, shall we? Last week we talked about the fact that 2025 was a good year for clean energy and sustainable. There's plenty of reasons to think that's going to continue to gather pace in 2026 as we hit what I think we'll call their "damn, this might actually work" era. So for years, green energy news was all about promises that in 10 years this will change everything. By 2040 we'll have solutions. That's all great, I suppose, unless you happen to live on Earth like right now. But heading into 2026 is a bunch of stuff that's finally moving out of labs and into real infrastructure. So let's take green hydrogen. So that's hydrogen made using renewable electricity, not fossil fuels. So instead of being clean energy, if you manage to ignore the smoke, this is actual clean energy. And it's now being lined up for heavy industry and transport. The stuff that electricity struggles with, like steel making and shipping and making lorries work properly and things like that. So, according to reports from places like Reuters and industry trackers like Greener City, costs are falling, scaling is speeding up, and governments and companies are very quietly increasing their rating from interesting concept to, oh, hang on, we need to build this now. At the same time, electricity grids are getting smarter. Batteries are getting bigger and better, and we're finally fixing the problem where the sun shines when we're not using the kettle and the wind blows while we're asleep. So energy storage is the unglamorous hero of all this, just quietly holding electrons like a responsible squirrel and poo-pooing the need for any speeches or branding or anything like that. So what does that mean for us? Well, first, renewables get sneakier and cleverer and work together. So systems that work together far more effectively than, let's be honest, most human ones do. So you've got solar plus storage, wind plus smarter grids, fuels that clean up the parts of the economy that used to get a free pass because they were too difficult. It turns out they weren't too difficult, incidentally. They were just a little bit too inconvenient. Second, cleaner air. That's underrated until you've tried breathing it. Fewer emissions at the margins means fewer asthma attacks, fewer hospital visits, and slightly fewer children asking why the sky smells weird. So, might not be a utopia, but it's measurable improvement, and that's the best kind, I think. And third, which is actually, it's a big shift. Companies are starting to treat sustainability as a business strategy rather than a PR exercise. So fewer ads about our green journey and more actual changes to how they operate. Not, incidentally, because they've all grown a conscience, by the way, but because renewables are getting cheaper and they're more reliable and therefore they're harder to ignore. So capitalism has accidentally done the right thing. And as we mentioned before, that's quite a powerful thing. So there you have it. Slow, practical progress. It's never going to be sexy or outrageous enough to trend on social media because all it does is change the world. But yeah, that's how most good things happen, isn't it? Quietly, gradually, while idiots are busy arguing about imaginary peace prizes.
I think what you're saying there is less greenwashing and more action.
More actual green, yeah.
Fantastic. And the bit I did like in that piece there, Jim, I think about the responsible squirrels. Is there such a thing as a responsible squirrel? I don't really know too much about them.
Well, I think squirrels have to be quite responsible, don't they? Because, they don't have like squirrel benefits or anything. So they have to kind of make their own home and they have to store up their nuts for the winter.
They do, except for the
Mm.
ones who live at centre parks, because they are some of the fattest squirrels I've ever seen. One time we were there, right? I saw it was so fat, it saw us. It did that sort of panic run. It
Was
made
it in a mobility
literally
scooter?
no more than about 2 foot of tree and then had to stop because it was knackered.
Was the tree bending? Was it like bending down to the ground?
So I've never seen a fatter squirrel. I mean, I don't want to fat shame squirrels or anything like that, but those are clearly not being responsible.
Too responsible because he'd had too many of the nuts, hadn't he? I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there is that old story. I mean, Ricky Gervais has done this one in his stand-up shows about the responsible squirrel and the lazy squirrel. So the responsible squirrel, he spends all the year and he's storing all his nuts up for winter. And the other squirrel, he's just having a laugh. He's kicking back, he's enjoying himself, he's eating all the nuts because it's lovely. And it gets to winter. And the responsible squirrel, he's at home, he's tucking into a nut, watching telly, he's lovely and warm. There's a knock at the door and it's the other squirrel, and he's like, "Oh, I'm cold and I'm hungry. I haven't got any nuts." And the responsible squirrel says, "All right, you can come in. You can share some of mine." Now, what's that story teaching us? Mess around all winter and scrounge off of a do-gooder.
That's the spirit of Christmas,
I
right?
That's
It
no
teaches
metaphor
us
there,
about
is there?
socialism, children. They're going to have
Surely a thing.
squirrels on Manjaro after this.
So we've done fashion, we've done the environment. What have we got next? Oh yeah, culture. Shelley, talk us through culture in 2026. This is very
Shelley's
exciting.
take on what culture is going to be looking like through 2026.
I'm very
So,
excited about this.
speaking of the noughties coming back and the millennium, so apparently we're going to have the return of the text style emojis.
Oh,
So
blimey, okay.
we're going to be going back to making our own emojis. That's what's going to be the cool thing to do.
I didn't know you could.
Well,
Well,
we used to
don't you
have to,
remember
didn't we,
that we
back in the
used to do
day?
that, you know, like sideways winky face, sideways smiley face?
But there is a point, if you start to put that into a phone now, it just converts it into an emoji for you.
Yeah, but you would have to say no. I want, well, you know, the phone
I'd have
numbers
to
don't have
create
to be
one
up yet.
that it didn't know how to change because it was so new.
I mean,
It was so
didn't you
original.
remember that they used to get like the kind of like text art that some people would make?
Yes, yes,
And
yeah.
I remember trying to actually make some text art, and I spent ages like trying to line up like brackets and commas and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably then sent this to a boy trying to be cute or
Mm-hmm.
something. But then as soon as it then got it sent, in sending it, it completely like just messed it all up. And and it's just like
This is
just like
bliss.
replying like, what the hell is this?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going for the reasons best known to youth. We're going back to doing that, are we?
Yeah,
Okay,
apparently. Yeah, so it's going to
nice.
take us much longer to express
Yeah.
our emotions
Yeah.
in
We'll,
text
we'll all
messages.
be dressed in silver jumpsuits, struggling to make
Yeah,
pictures out of text things.
maybe that will help us to be a bit more mindful while we're texting. You
Maybe,
never know.
maybe
Yeah.
texting
So
rubbish while dressed like a pirate.
What
Yeah,
is
in 2026.
what is your favourite emoji, Jim?
I don't have a favourite emoji. I'm a 51-year-old man.
I have a favorite emoji.
Go on, Shell.
I like the snooty monocle wearing emoji.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that one.
I quite like the one finger, all in the different nationalities.
What, the middle finger?
That's the one.
Yeah, that is quite useful, that one, isn't it?
Oh,
It is very
the
useful.
bird, as it used to be known. I quite like
Yeah.
the bird in different nationalities. I like to use all the different ones. Are you allowed to use the different ones if you're not that nationality? Because I do.
No, I think that's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow. There we go. You've got
Yeah.
to be so careful, haven't you?
Educate yourself, Stu.
Well, yeah. I'm trying. I'm a 51-year-old man.
It's the difference between a 43-year-old who has got a favorite emoji
Absolutely.
and
But
then the
it's the same one they've
51-year-old
had for the
man
last
who's like
20
that.
years because they
Yeah.
can't quite move on. Well, so that's one thing to look forward to. What else is happening culturally,
So
Shelley? What can we look forward to in 2020?
according to Pinterest, some of the big movements will be non-conformity, which I like the sound of that.
I like the
I
sound of that.
I do not like being told what to do.
No shit.
Yeah, I really, really, I really. It's like at the moment, I'm not very keen on the whole New Year movement around like health and lifestyle because actually, the fact that it's New Year in the dead of winter never sits quite right with me. You know, because it's not. I think the New Year should be like spring and the equinox and
Yeah. Yeah.
basically the Georgian calendar is
The
wrong.
rebirth of the world and all that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it works. It was a good job. They did all right because you know it does fit better, but they could just move the beginning of the year to perhaps the 1st of March or something. That would make more sense to me.
Well,
What would make more sense is if we had what we should have, which is a 13-month calendar. So
Yeah.
every month would be 4 weeks long. It would
yeah.
actually fit in with the cycles of the moon. It means that the same day and date would be the same every month. So you know that, for example, Monday would always be the first, the second would always be Tuesday, because it would always be the same. It would just make organising everything way easier.
What
Would that work with the leap year?
I don't know.
that sounds quite complicated. What would you call this new month?
I don't know.
Um,
It's not really my job to come up with that sort of stuff.
Well, you're the one who proposed it.
No, lots of people
Veganuary,
have proposed this.
Which one, Shelley?
Veganuary, or
Oh,
Stoptober.
I don't like veganary. Don't like.
But it's just those things that you have to, I don't know, with the
Yeah,
non-conformity thing, I
yeah,
just don't like that everyone's now got to sort of like be really super healthy and peloton their way into the next year.
yeah.
And where it just makes me want to just eat bacon and drink wine and see how much black mold I can cultivate in my bathroom while everyone else is being
Yeah,
healthy.
it's not a good month, is it, to start
No.
new regimes? You know, you've just come out of Christmas, you feel a bit sluggish, probably a bit stressed with all the
Mm.
family and rushing around. This is not the month to do it, is it? And you
Well,
say
I'm
you
sure you both remember that I've taken on this 100-mile challenge,
yes,
the Epilepsy Society. This,
yeah.
so of course, when you've got to do 100 miles over the month, nothing is quite as helpful as when it snows on the second of the month
Yeah,
and kind of throws all your plans
yeah.
out the window. So rather than being able to go out and do 10K and 10-mile runs, I had to trudge 4 miles through the snow,
Oh.
freezing my ass off.
Well, I'll share that later on the socials. Sponsor Jim, how many miles have you done for the Epilepsy Society?
I have done, let me just have a quick count up, 31 miles so far. And so
Third of
far I have
uh,
earned
third of the way.
250.
Shelley, are you vaping while you're listening to this?
Yeah, because I'm a non-conformist. I'm,
Fantastic.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
good. So non-conformism. What else you got for us in culture, Shirley?
So the one thing that I was quite excited about is the return of rave culture.
Do that on one of our trips.
Yeah.
Like go and die taking a load of ecstasy. Is it?
Feeling that Stu is going to be really enthusiastic about.
Well, I was there first time around, so I'd need some persuading.
I remember, did you, so you did used to go to some raves? I
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
go to raves.
yeah. In the
Yeah.
1990s.
Yeah, I was late 90s, early noughties.
Okay.
I went to a few raves.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and I think that it was interesting though, the reasoning behind it was actually like I read in the New Statesman, they said that they think that the return of rave culture could be driven by a sort of a sense of rebellion against the like right wing authoritarian kind of politics that we're all sort of get like on the receiving end of at the moment. So it's kind of that, basically the younger people are now, they want to bend the rules, they want to start sort of pushing back again, I think. And it also might help nightlife and club culture
yeah,
as well, because club culture has really sort of died out, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
yeah,
has really has.
certainly has.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the job, isn't it, of youth to, kick back and shake things up and, look at culture and challenge the status quo. So if there is a movement, then it's good. It's been tough, isn't it, for the younger generation? So it'd be good if they can find a movement and have a bit of fun with it. I'm all for
Come
it.
on, Gen Z, pull your fingers out.
Well,
Good.
I don't think it'd be Gen Z. They're all getting on a bit now,
No,
aren't
they are now, aren't they? Yeah,
they?
that's true.
Is it Gen Alpha?
Alpha.
Gen
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha, yes.
Gen Alpha. There you go. It's over to you. Gen Z, you missed the boat.
Anyway, that's my my overview of culture.
Fascinating. I'm looking forward to 2026. Sounds like we're going to have a right good time.
We're going to have to go to a rave now as
Can
well.
you imagine that? That'd be absolutely
So hang
hilarious.
on, what was it? We've got to do moon bears.
Yeah.
We've
Um,
got rave. We've
oh,
still got to
pirate
do
day.
cat protection awards. We've got another rugby trip to do. What
Yeah.
else we got?
Can you imagine me and Jim in silver jumpsuits, white gloves at a rave?
Oh, don't, because I
What?
mean, I'm already having to try and control myself over the fact that hasn't Jim got a really sexy voice?
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? Yeah, hasn't he? That's what my mum
I
says.
mean, that voice, that voice, and then
Dirty Mrs.
him
Grass.
in a jumpsuit
Yeah.
throwing shapes.
I think Jim's voice is the housewife's favourite. So many people
Oh.
have told me that their mums really like his voice. There we are, old chocolate tones.
Thanks. Well, I'm gonna bring the lower the tone a bit now. Let's talk about the least sexy optimism imaginable next show, which is economics. I know,
Mm.
try not to pull a muscle rolling your eyes, but stick with me though, please, because this is more of the kind of good news that just doesn't trend. It just quietly determines whether people can pay rent without breaking into a cold sweat. Heading into 2026, a bunch of serious forecasts are pointing to something quite unfamiliar, which is economic resilience. Not a boom, really, of any sort, but just actually functioning. And given the last few years, that feels quite decadent, really, I think. According to Reuters, markets are expected to grow as investors start drifting away from speculative nonsense and back towards things that actually exist, like healthcare and emerging markets. Companies that do things rather than promise to reinvent money using only the power of imagination and credible fools. This is where the markets admit it's all been pretty embarrassing, really, and maybe we can all just calm down now and act like grown-ups for a bit. So meanwhile, Allianz Global Investors notes that parts of Europe are lining up for moderate growth, easing inflation and improved incomes. Not necessarily champagne on yachts type growth, more sort of your wages don't evaporate the moment you get paid growth. I think after the last few years, though, that would do. Controlled
Mm.
inflation, steadier prices, consumer confidence that isn't built entirely on denial and credit cards. Small things that can do heavy lifting. And Deloitte's Brazil's forecast suggests continued global economic expansion into 2026. Again, not explosive, just steady. Jobs, investment, spending power, kinds of things that allow people to plan further ahead than next Tuesday. For actual humans, this means better job prospects. Not necessarily dream jobs with, beanbags and table tennis and that sort of thing, but work that pays and lasts and doesn't vanish the moment the CEO reads a bad headline. Secondly, great stability, less panic, economics, fewer everything's on fire moments, just boring progress, really, which is exactly what families, renters, and anyone who didn't have an almost infinite amount of money handed to them at birth desperately need. And third, it matters more than people admit. Feeling economically secure changes how people live. It lets them save and retrain and start businesses and leave terrible jobs or say no to nonsense. Optimism and positivity are much easier when you're not permanently skinned. Economics is never going to be glamorous. It's never going to be as sexy as my voice. It will never be inspirational. No one's going to get a tattoo that says moderate growth with controlled inflation. But if 2026 turns out to be a year where more people feel a bit steadier, a bit safer, a bit less one missed bill away from disaster, well, that's life getting better. That's got to be good news in anyone's book, isn't it?
We might not have that on a tattoo, but you could certainly have that on a t-shirt. That'd be pretty cool.
I would have a tattoo that says Jim Blythe has a really sexy voice.
No, I wasn't talking
You get
about
that
that.
now, and you want a t-shirt that says moderate growth with controlled inflation.
Absolutely. I'd buy that.
Yeah. If you get it in sort of a silvery t-shirt,
But if you think about that, though, it's so true, isn't it? The last couple of years, what we had 30% inflation.
yeah.
And it has, I don't know about how you've been, but you get paid and it just goes down a black hole quicker than ever. It's very, very noticeable. Have you felt this cost of living?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Oh
isn't
yeah,
that just a
so
horrible, one of the worst phrases ever? The cost of living.
Yeah. I mean, how is that even a thing?
Depressing phrase that is.
Absolutely. And, it's just things like, since we hit that 12%, 13% inflation, Quay coffee, you go to station now, it's like £4.50. And that's a lot, isn't it? That really does make you think twice. Whereas before it was like a couple of quid, £2.50 or whatever. The thing about inflation is prices will go to those levels. And then the government will tell us that inflation is settled to like 1 or 2%. But the prices never go back down, do they?
no.
So you're now stuck at the new normal. Politicians like takeaway coffees, don't they? Because that's why the kids can't afford a mortgage because they bought takeaway coffee once a week.
But
But
it's all right that rich people can't afford their mansion taxes.
yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
legitimate claim.
No, you can't expect them to start paying taxes.
Yeah.
It's just no.
And
They'll leave.
Maybe they should have one or two less yachts.
And why, why can't we just have a little bit of a treat or a bit of a luxury? Oh, you shouldn't be having that coffee. There's no way you'll ever save up 50 grand and buy a mortgage. You're like, well, no, I probably won't. So that's
Yeah.
going to have a
Well,
latte.
that's why I'm going to buy the coffee, absolutely. Because I can't afford housing anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If we start to see an improvement in that, as boring as you say that is, that's really fundamental.
It's huge for our mental health. It's huge
Yeah.
for happiness, our enjoyment, all that sort of stuff. And yes, I totally agree with people to say money doesn't buy happiness. But you know what? It can go a long way towards helping you secure a happier life.
And also, I think it gives you opportunity and choice, doesn't it? When you haven't got any money, it limits your choices and opportunity. We're not ever going to get rich off this podcast, are we?
We are.
Are we?
Please don't say that. You'll just crush all my dreams of the future. Like, I've literally decided to opt out of my pension because I felt like I didn't need it anymore.
Well,
Okay. Well, I think then, Shelley, that you're really going to need our final section of the podcast today, because Stu is going to share with us some secrets of being happy.
I am, and this piece today, you remember like Jerry Springer back in the day? When
I didn't watch Jerry Springer.
Shelley, did you used to watch Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
This is the bit at the end where he used to sit on the chair and be really sincere.
Oh, Jerry's final thoughts.
Here we go.
Okay, Stu's final thoughts.
I have a proposal for you. This year, 2026, should be the year that you spend more time doing exactly what you want. So I want to suggest that we commit to dedicating more of our finite hours on this planet to things we genuinely, deeply enjoy. Activities that seize our interest and make us feel vibrantly alive. I'm suggesting this should be the year you stop trying so hard to turn yourself into a better person and focus instead on actually leading a more absorbing life. So now I can already hear the objections thinking, oh, I'm too busy in this economy, I haven't got enough money, AI is coming for my job, I've got to fix all my personal failings, got to go on a diet, got to cut down on my screen time, or, some people think it's morally wrong to focus on pleasure while the world is on fire. But this is the self-improvement trap, because here's the truth. None of these objections actually hold any water. There is an excellent reason to believe that doing what you want is the best thing you can do for your health, your productivity, and even for society. So, the logic of self-improvement industry, it starts from a single premise, doesn't it? There's something badly wrong with you. It prescribes a grim struggle with discipline to reach a point where you are finally an acceptable member of humanity. But actually, what if there isn't anything really that wrong with you? What if the conviction that you are problematic is actually just a comfortable way to avoid launching into the life you really want to live? We tell ourselves we aren't ready because we have to fix things. It's a perfect excuse not to get involved. Here's an example. Phone addiction, we try app blockers, digital detoxes or hacks, but the most reliable way to stay offline isn't discipline, it's being engaged in something else. So you wouldn't even occur to have a look at your phone. You just don't look at it. You just don't look at it. If you can get immersed in a book or a conversation with nature. There's a columnist, David Brooks, he said, don't try to say no to trivial distractions. Say yes to the subject that arouses you most. So this applies to everything. Instead of banning bad foods, find a style of healthy cooking you actually like, 3D printing for instance. So instead of a workout, don't force yourself through. Find a form of movement that you actually enjoy, makes you feel good. You might say, I don't have the bandwidth. A lot of people say that these days. I don't like the phrase. I don't have the bandwidth for this. But as a finite human being, you will always have too much to do. You are likely going to die with a long list of uncompleted tasks. If you put off all aliveness until your inbox is empty or your life is sorted, you will be waiting forever. As we go into 2026, don't worry about if you're a lazy layabout. If that's what you want to do, then have a rest, have a relax, if that makes you feel better. And pay attention to what you really enjoy. You'll usually find it includes feeling healthy, connecting with others, and making a difference. So in the end, what is life for if it isn't for doing what makes you feel most alive? We've all heard of the marshmallow experiments. You might say, what are they? The idea that it's good to...
No, apparently we've all heard of it, Stu.
Have you heard of the marshmallow experiments?
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
No.
So the idea is that it's good to defer gratification now to get 2 marshmallows later. That's the marshmallow experiment. But life offers no prizes for accumulating 1,000 uneaten marshmallows and then dropping dead. At some point, you have to eat a marshmallow.
I really fancy a marshmallow now, and actually I really like all of that. That's definitely the way I'm trying to sort of turn my brain round into living. I think it's quite nice to just I mean, I've definitely started to feel more at peace with being very much less than a perfect human and starting to not worry about it as much anymore.
Well,
And
it's liberating, isn't it?
yeah, and I think it's also just like say things like about your health, because I've decided to stop worrying about how I look quite so much and worry because at the moment it's like, oh, if you're not beautiful, you're not healthy. But it shouldn't be anything to do with that. So instead I'm trying to learn to actually think about what I need every day. You know, when you think about what you need, you think, well, I know I need enough sleep.
Mm.
And I know that I need to eat certain things to get like the nutrition that I need. And then you're not focusing on your dress size and you're not focusing on beauty, which is always going to be a really unachievable standard.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was saying. You know, if you start to do things you like and make you feel good, then the rest of it will start to take care of itself. Otherwise, you talked about those weight jabs earlier. You know,
Yeah.
there's just money, isn't there, to be made out of despair and inadequacy. And if we kind of free ourselves from that, if we break ourselves from that, then you can be enough.
Yeah, it goes back to the non-conforming.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is the non-conforming culture.
Yeah, so I think there is an element of that in 2026. And you talked about the rave culture, about people pushing back. And
Yeah.
maybe it is time to push back because we've all taken quite a lot, haven't we, over the last decade?
But we're all going to conform with the retro futurism, and we will still get silver jumpsuits.
Absolutely.
And for our raves that we're going to.
For sure. So, you know, Jim's running for January. He's doing that all right, possibly quite hard, but he probably gets the benefit of feeling better and well-being afterwards, and then being altruistic and raising money. It's about what makes you feel good in 2026.
And that's where I think we'll leave it for this week's episode. If you're feeling a little lighter, no more hopeful, or at least marginally less furious than when you started listening, then our work here is done. If not, please rewind, listen again until optimism kicks in, or until Stockholm Syndrome develops. Either way, numbers go up. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, do the ritual, like it, share it, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell that wrong relative who still thinks that podcasts are just radio having ideas above its station. You can also find us on social media where we sometimes post things. Come say hello, or argue politely, or just lurk. We're respectful of a strong lurk. And genuinely, sharing the show really does help. Algorithms are powerful, mysterious beasts, and the only way to appease them is with clicks, stars, and the ancient magic of word of mouth. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for proving that there is, in fact, a market for good news that doesn't pretend everything's perfect. We'll be back next week with more stories that remind you that in some respects, the world is improving quietly in the background, despite the best efforts of certain people who I won't name. You know who they are. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And remember, hope is free, cynicism's easy, and subscribing is somehow still harder than it should be. See you next time.